The Akron Civic Theatre was originally built in 1929. The architect was a man by the name of John Eberson. It was commissioned by Marcus Lowe, who is the founder of the Lowe's Theater chain and also MGM Pictures. John Eberson was noted for his what were known as atmospheric theaters, which are that they looked like you were outdoors when you sat inside of them. There was a sky that was painted as though it were a night sky with clouds, and lights were set in the ceiling so they looked like stars. The Akron Civic Theatre was actually built in what was called the Moorish Revival style, so that when you're sitting in the theater itself, it looks like you're sitting in the courtyard of a Moorish palace. It's very ornate, very beautiful, statues and medieval wood carvings all over the place. It is one of only 5 of his atmospheric theaters that are still in use today. The theater was renovated in 2001 and reopened in 2002. Prior to being a theater, the site was the location of part of the Ohio and Erie Canal. It was the major transportation route through Ohio from the Ohio River up to Lake Erie during the early part of the 19th century. One of the legends about the possible ghosts that haunt the Akron Civic Theatre is that there was a woman who drowned either accidentally or through suicide in the canal at that location. One of the other ghosts which is said to haunt the place is the spirit of a janitor who is affectionately known as Fred. It's thought that he is very protective of the location, and at times when schools have held proms in there, he has made his presence known to people and students who would vandalize the location or otherwise make a mess by touching them, pushing them. And another figure that's been reported there is a very well-dressed man who's been seen both in the audience area and backstage. It's thought that perhaps he might be an actor or maybe a wealthy theater patron. One of the other possibilities for a ghost is an engineer by the name of Paul Steig, who died in the 1970s. It's thought that he still inhabits the place because of his great love for the theater and the environment of the Akron Civic Theatre.
Currently what we're doing is we're trying to get tech set up and get camera placement going throughout the facility. We have a large area to cover tonight. It's 250-foot runs on the cable reels which go out to our static cameras, and several of those reels were maxed out all the way, so we do have a lot of area to cover. Setting up tech right now, getting the computers, DVR, and the instruments set up, checking batteries and all that kind of stuff. Take a large camera downstairs. That's going to shoot down that hallway, okay? You also want to take a large camera here, and you want to shoot the stairwell, okay? Yeah. Right. Then you want one camera on the stage, and also one camera on the balcony, covering the whole balcony. And I wanted a smaller one because I got a wider angle lens on, because we need to cover that whole area.
Can somebody check wireless audio, make sure it's picking up back there?
Were you just tapping on it?
Yes, I was just now.
We are below the stage in kind of a crawl space area. I felt some things earlier here.
We're hoping that you can give us some feedback. It would be great. So if you could knock on the floor, lower the temperature like 2 degrees, or make some kind of sign. No temperature drop.
Is your name Albert?
And Albert.
If your name is Albert, raise or lower the temperature.
If you can share us your name, please talk into the red light, because that would help us get a name.
Okay, so you must have a different name. Going back down to 733.
Did you whisper something? I heard like a... faint whisper. Like a yes.
So is this? I think it was
Oh.
just saying that. Yeah.
Were you trying to whisper? Just went up. Were you saying yes? What were you saying? Can you repeat yourself? I don't know. Very faint. Were you making some kind of noise? Yeah.
You like playing with the instrument? Okay, now we have a good steady reading.
Does it feel colder over here than over here?
Yeah, it does. I felt a breeze earlier.
Yeah, I was like feeling it by my hand.
Which was weird. I felt a breeze and it went up.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else to add. It's not really that helpful.
If you're gonna stop answering questions, we're gonna leave. So
All right, well, we're all boring each other, so we'll move on and see if somebody else is talkative.
Time is 10:02. EVP session. Star dressing room.
Sit this down with him. It's good to get the vibe going. If there's anyone in here with us or near us that wishes to communicate with us, could you please make your presence known to us now? We would like to hear from you.
Are you familiar with the canal? Was that a knock?
I think it was the radio.
It didn't sound like the radio. If you would like to please make your presence known, we will not hurt you at all. We just want to communicate with you. Just give one knock on the wall or the ceiling.
Can you give us a sign? Somehow let us know that you're here? I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, see if you can help me out here. I want you to give me one knock if you are a male, or if you're a man, give me one knock. If you're a woman, give me two knocks. I'm going to show you what I need you to do. So if you're a man, do this. If you're a woman, do this. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
That was a knock.
And it was clear as day.
That was clear as day.
Can you give us one knock if you are an actor? And two knocks if you were maintenance here.
There's another knock.
That was your radio.
Was that my radio?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's let's try that again. Give us one knock if you were an actor or an actress or a performer. Give us two knocks if you were a stagehand
Or maintenance.
or maintenance or an engineer.
Radio. Again, once if you do not want to communicate with us, and twice if you do. Thought I heard very came from.
Yeah.
You hear that? What? It sounded like this. Yeah.
I got a spike. There's gotta be that guy.
What the heck is that? What are you doing?
Hey guys, just a warning everybody, there's some fireworks going on outside because of the game, so.
Oh. That's gonna throw some things off, man.
You see, I got a nice spike there, a nice EMF hit. It jumped up to about 3.54 and then went back down.
Quite a bit of activity all of a sudden.
We've got a red mark that goes from here to here.
Oh, get back there.
Can you cast a shadow inside of the room?
Sean, hold this, because hold it with the hand that you write with, because I tell you what, it feels like, I don't know, it's kind of like it's pulling, but it's not moving. I don't know, it just looks like it's vibrating. Like seriously, watch the crystal, it almost...
Yeah, it looks like it was shaking right there.
Weird. Like kind of electrical.
You didn't see it.
That's what it was doing when I was sitting
Vibrating.
here, but it felt like it was being pulled.
There you go. Try it.
Can you make the pendulum swing in the yes direction, which would be clockwise? Can you pull on it?
You moving your hand at all?
Clockwise.
No, it's starting to spin clockwise. No?
Yeah, it is. It looks like. Now it's going back.
No, it's going counterclockwise. I can't tell from right here if it's going.
Is there anybody in here right now with us at this moment? Yes is clockwise, no is counterclockwise. Is there anybody here? Just had my pendulum spinning and all of a sudden it just stopped dead, didn't want to spin anymore, and felt it in my hand kind of pulling. See, when I felt like it was pulling, it completely stopped and didn't move.
Yeah, I saw that. It just like stopped.
Like, and my hand's not moving at all.
Go ahead and sit down, Chuck.
Like, it is so weird.
Upstairs, these used to be the old bathrooms in the 30s, formed now to a concession stand. This is where the janitor that had died here used to clean and take care of, and this is where a lot of his sightings have been. This is baseline / EVP session in the concession stand room. I'm gonna set the recorder right here in the middle, so that way it's in the middle of the floor and she'll pick up everything in this room. So, my name's Jennifer. And this is Jessica, and this is Sandy. We'd like to talk to you. I'm sure you've seen a lot of people come in here trying to come in contact with you. but we don't want to bother you. We just want to know why you're here. If you could move something, touch one of us, make it really cold in here because it is very stuffy, we'll know you're here. I was walking around doing baselines and I was overcome with a very heavy sensation in my chest and I started to get dizzy in the room. There's no high EMF or anything like that, so it was actually unexplainable at that point in time.
You get dizzy when you walk over it.
I know, I don't know why. I didn't get dizzy in the entire theater except for in this area. Ooh, temperature's cooler over here. I like it.
That's wacky thumping against this wall a second ago.
Thumping?
Yeah, like somebody hit behind me. It stopped now, but I can feel it for a second.
I wonder if this used to be the men's bathroom or the women's.
I don't know. Can you let us know if this was the men or women's bathroom?
On this side, the empty side. Or the side of the table?
I don't know, this side, I just keep getting a really weird feeling about. Like, that's why I'm like, hey, Jess.
That just hit my leg.
It could have been just because I was moving.
Hit the bottom of my shoe. But there is nada there. And stuff was all sitting exactly where it is, except for the flashlight that was right there.
Yeah, I just saw a shadow over here.
Well,
No, I just saw, yeah. I saw something right over here, just zip right past.
Ready? Flash.
Some of the claims were that if you were to vandalize the place in any way, that it should bring the spirit or so-called janitor out. So what I did is I laid a piece of paper down on the bar and hoping that it may react in some way, I said I was going to leave the paper there.
I think I feel like
I felt like a tingling sensation.
did you just rub your hand across it?
No.
it was like a red mark.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Turn around.
Oh God, everybody's gonna look at my butt.
Oh,
No, we're looking at your back.
You've got a red mark that goes from here to here.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Holy
I'm
crap.
joking. Apparently he wants you to take that off.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want me to take a picture?
Yeah, take a picture of that.
Alright.
If you can get it.
You got it, flash?
Ready? Flash.
Holy crap. Yeah, that was really weird. I felt like a really strong tingling sensation on my back.
I felt it get warm when you said that.
Well, what we had here just happened about 10 minutes ago is I was sitting in the chair here and we were monitoring this area over here because there was a shadow seen by Robin. And we heard the door, there's a backstage door back here. And it's a metal door, so when you press on the door, you'll hear the latch and the clunk. We heard that, and we thought someone was coming in. Hey! Did you hear anything?
I was out there.
Yeah, he did. He walked around.
As soon as I got out
The door again.
As soon as I got out there.
That latches too. That's it. That's exactly what we're hearing.
Quite a bit of activity all of a sudden.
Hey, I want to try to recreate this. Go sit back down over there. I want someone over here by the exit.
I'll go.
Okay? Hey, I want someone over in this hallway.
Alright, yeah.
And the rest of us going down here. All right. Don't worry about saying flash. I want to try to keep it as quiet as possible. The first time we heard the door latch back there, which is behind the back of the stage, there's double metal doors and there's a push bar on it, and you can actually hear when that's pushed, and that's what we've heard a second time now. So what we did is we put people at stage left, stage right, engineering station back here where the stairs that come up, center stage, and then down here in the front.
Considering it happened twice, we wanted to try to actually see if we could document the shadow that was seen or document the door itself.
Hey, I just saw a light back over there here. It's like a flash of light.
I think it's just playing.
There is some really odd stuff. What I saw right there when you ran over there is I saw a lighted, looks like a glowing ball of light just go right across that opening.
Why don't we all go and hide and seek?
I need a couple of people to observe. Very, like Scott, me, and maybe one other person. Eric. All right. I want everybody else to start. Just do your thing, man. Start talking. Just raise some energy. Not a lot of noise though.
We were out towards the middle of the stage and I saw like a black shadow go towards the door and I ran to it, but nothing was there.
Go right there, like this.
We're breaking it down, calling it quits. It's about almost 4 a.m. We had quite a bit of activity that was occurring up to about 3 a.m. and then it just kind of, it just stopped. And it's getting late, everybody's getting tired, so I think we captured some good things here.
When I first entered the bar area, I was walking around doing bass lines and I was overcome with a very heavy sensation in my chest and I started to get dizzy in the room. Later on for review, when we were listening to audio, I picked up a very strong EVP.
She actually had some dizziness and felt some ill effects at the time that we recorded that EVP, which is very interesting because a lot of times a strong EVP is usually associated with a cold spot, it's usually associated with dizziness or some type of effect to that person. When Jennifer was in the bar area and she was asking for a light, we picked up the first EVP, which we heard in there was a voice that said, "Where are you?" The second EVP we captured in that sequence was actually a little louder and clearer than the first one. That one actually stated something that we believe it says, lights, lights, cuts the night.
I get really dizzy over here.
If you were to class it, it would probably class as a Class A EVP.
I get really dizzy over here.
I was sitting on the floor with my back against a wall, and there was thumping against it. A few minutes later, something fell against my leg and actually made a sound bouncing off my shoe, but there was nothing there.
Scott had seen a shadow of a man for a brief few seconds up in the upper balcony area. What we did capture on the DVR during evidence review was a shadowy figure.
One of our infrared cameras that was sitting on the balcony was pointed into that area. There is a very similar figure that is in exactly the same location that I saw that one, that appears in the darkness at the far end of the balcony and moves about for a little while and then fades away again. I could see the skin tone of the head and the left arm. The rest of the figure seemed to be wearing very dark clothes.
Not very clear because it was at the far end of the balcony, and it was quite a distance, and how dark it was. The IR light was barely visible on that side, but it was enough that we could tell that it was a shadow of something moving around that was human-like, head and shoulders. In the balcony area, we captured another EVP, which was actually very interesting also. Scott and I were doing an EVP session up there, and we captured a voice that actually sounded like it said, "What's your name?"
The area to the left of stage was where the engineer station was. We were getting a lot of activity over there. Many of our investigators saw shadows over there. That's where the stage door and the backstage was opening.
I was sitting probably about 30 feet from the door in the front row of the theater. Had a camera pointed towards one of the large doorways. We all of a sudden heard the door latch, which is a push plate on the door, and you'll hear two distinctive clunks as it actuates.
What? Go back there. That door that was that door.
Oh! Get back there!
We were standing there. There's like several of us standing back there. And all of a sudden one of the ropes, I mean, they're pretty tight. And it was as if somebody just pulled back and let go and it started wobbling.
We were in the dressing room and we had asked if the spirit or entity that was with us was a male to give us one knock, if female to give us two knocks. Within probably 5 or 7 seconds or so, we received a distinct knock in the room. So it obviously was letting us know it was a male.
If you were to vandalize the place in any way, that it should bring the spirit or so-called janitor out. So what I did is I laid a piece of paper down on the bar, and in hoping that it may react in some way, I said I was going to leave the paper there, and I turned around and I felt a burning sensation on my back and lifted up my shirt, and 2 of the fellow investigators saw a scratch on my back.
We found a lot of evidence and it had a lot of personal experiences there, and I think we would go back if we got the chance.
Our experiences there were awesome. We had, it's lived up to the legend. I have no doubt in my mind about that. The evidence that we captured is pretty good, and I think everybody enjoyed the investigation, had a great time, and everybody did a wonderful job.